Hello, hello, all. We are live. And as you can see, I am in a very different space. So, we were just talking about how this house is about to get painted. So, everything is gone here. And I am in an empty office, which never happens. So, apologize if there's a bit of an echo, but this is quite literally the only place in our house with no boxes and no scaffolding and ladders. So with that, and so you know that we're truly live, right? So with that, thank you so much, Linda, for joining us. I am so happy to welcome to this conversation Linda Calvin, who is the ultimate connector. Like that is her name. She's got a lot of nicknames, but I call her the ultimate connector because she's all about creating and cultivating and curating community, right? And that's what we want to talk about. So we are wrapping up July, talking about the 5 R's. We are focused on resilience right now. And a part of resilience is having a very strong community. So who else better to talk to us about that than Linda Calvin? So Linda, welcome, welcome, welcome. Among your many accolades as being Miss IT, for the Indianapolis community, and so much of a mentor and a sponsor, particularly for women of color in our industry. I want to thank you. And thank you for your time and for being here talking to us about being resilient.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to sit in the presence of an agile Jedi and published author and mentor and most awesome person.
Oh, thank you. Well, first off, we're going to be very transparent, and obviously, y'all, we are part of each other's community and tribe. If you haven't picked up on that already, so I wanted to make sure that we start with a conversation. A question for you, Linda, around resilience. So that's a loaded word, means a lot to a lot of people. But what does it mean to you? And more specifically, how do you show up being resilient at work?
So, resilience to me, when I think about it, means how do you weather the storms? How do you stand up when it's adversity? How do you stand up when you're feeling scared? So, to me, it's how you weather things and what it means for me in my personal life is, I have a very unique story, and I'm the only Black person in a white family and grew up in a very predominantly white neighborhood, schools, church. Back in the day, I'm not going to say when that day was. And so I had to endure a lot of racism, still do, but a lot of racism, a lot of bias of people who had a picture of me and who I should be and how I should speak and portray myself. And so sometimes you feel like the weight of being a female, the weight of the color of your skin is going to take you down to your knees. Sometimes it does. But you have to be able to say, okay, I can get up, I can make it. And that to me is the picture of resilience. So whenever I think of that one little graphic you see of somebody kind of pushing up, getting to their feet, that to me is resilience. And what it means is, from a workforce perspective, is how are you going to deal with anything at work? It's not just bias and microaggression, which is very real for women and especially people and women of color, but also just how you deal with the stress of life. And that to me speaks to, what are you doing to prepare yourself to be resilient? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What are you reading? What kinds of things are you doing to take care of yourself so you can shake it off, right, and get back up? Exactly. I like this. What is it, a little Dougie or whatever, but
There you go.
yeah. So, and maybe that's the thing. Okay, I need to find my Dougie. But that to me is what resilience is.
Okay. Uh, Now let's talk about a key element that you obviously focus on in terms of being resilient, which is leveraging other people. And that, to me and to a lot of people, that's really hard to do, right? Because folks will kind of internalize it, and when they're going through something and they have to weather the storm, they'll just, you just dig deep, right? Just dig deep and pull yourself up. And so many times people are thinking that's what it means to be resilient, but you have another aspect of that. Tell us about
Yeah,
that.
I think what you must do is have a tribe. Some people call it a personal board of directors, which I think of it a little differently than that. Personal board of directors, I believe, is about guidance, whereas tribe is, I got you. I
Mm,
got you.
mm,
Be able to send a text message to a group of friends, be it women or men or both, to say, man, I'm having a hard time with this today, and just being able to be safe and say, I'm having a hard time, or guess what? I just did, so to me, that gives you strength because sometimes those people are just going to be there for you to listen. And I think that's the great thing about having a tribe. Sometimes it's not about, Linda, this is what to do. It's,
mm.
Linda, I feel you. I have you. I'm sending you a prayer. I'm sending you good vibes. Do you need to talk? I had a friend call me and say, all right, I just read this. Do we need to go grab a coffee or herbal tea or something harder? Right. So, I mean, that's what to me a tribe and having that support is about. And it is hard to give up control because we're supposed to be, as especially as women, we're supposed to be strong. We're
Mhm.
strong. We can manage all the tabs. We can do all the things. We're not supposed to be vulnerable because if we show vulnerability, it's defined as weakness because we have to hide all those things about ourselves behind this. I am woman. Hear me roar, right? Exactly. But the fact of the matter is that's not reality, and we all struggle, and I think we have to be willing to say, I need some help. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be hopeful, and it's okay to
But
share.
we're Black women, Linda. We can't be angry Black women.
No, we can't. But you know what? We can, and and here's the thing, that's the purpose of a tribe, is to say we can truly be ourselves. And, the whole idea of angry Black woman, and it's like, well, why aren't there angry white women or angry Asian women or angry all? Sometimes we're just mad. It's okay. Whether, you waited in drive through for 30 minutes only to get the wrong sandwich. Sometimes you just get mad. That's all right. Right. But I mean, I think that's what we have to do, is we have to be willing to say, I'm mad and I'm going to share it. I need to talk with someone, because if you keep it inside, it only erodes your confidence, your ability to endure stress, that resilience factor, right? It's okay to let it out. It's okay to have people that you can be vulnerable with, because that ultimately helps you. And sometimes you discover that someone is going through the exact same thing you are. And I'm just going to say, as much as we don't want to say this, sometimes misery loves company, because then you go, I am not alone, and this is not me. And that to me is the importance of having a tribe and having people surround you that can prop you up, lift you up. And, if they just need to come over with a bottle of grape, then that's what they do too.
Yeah, I am so glad you said that. I think it's important for folks to realize that it's the release, right? So you're validating other people, but even if you just need to vent and talk it out in a safe place, a psychologically safe place, to just release and let it out, that frees you up to then to move on. So that's where the mental health comes in. And actually, it I'm thinking it absolutely is going to lead to physical health aspects as well, right? For especially for women, if we take on so much, and we hear that heart disease is like our number one silent killer. For Black women that have cancer and other health elements, keeping
Diabetes.
some of that in,
Mhm.
yeah, can literally eat away at you. That stress, as we know, stress absolutely can kill.
And it
So
does, it does have an impact, because if we think of anxiety, so people are like, well, how is it going to affect you physically? Um, there is stress, which is part of normal. It's just normal, right? It's
Yeah.
normal part of life. But then there's the stress that keeps layering on and layering on. And before you know it, maybe you're having an anxiety attack, or you're feeling like this, or you're sick to your stomach. And then
Hmm.
before you know it, that builds up and can lead to stroke, heart attack, because your blood pressure elevates, right? That's why, again, we minimize mental health. We minimize these things because, no one really celebrates that. Hey, you know what? Linda is awesomely resilient. I mean, how many times do you hear that? The
I want
resilient,
that.
yeah,
I think we should have that as a check on performance reviews at
right.
work.
And
As much change as they throw at us, especially in tech,
yes,
that's become a superpower for us at this point.
right? We need to have a resilience award. We celebrate so many things. She's a Jedi at this, she's that. Let's have resilience. And then once we start recognize women who have this awesome resilience, they tell their story, and then we all learn from each other and say,
Exactly.
okay, I can remember when they went through a time. I mean,
Hmm.
imposter syndrome is a real thing. How do you move through that? How, when you're feeling like maybe I don't deserve this promotion, maybe I'm not as smart as the people here, but then you heard someone else talk in your tribe, you heard someone else talk, and that gives you strength to move
Mm.
through it, right? And I think it just feels like, this sounds so strange, but it feels like a warm blanket sometimes when you have those people around you. And I want to read something to you that I love to share. It's a
Okay.
little meme, and it says,
Okay.
surround yourself with the dreamers and the doers, the believers and thinkers. But most of all, surround yourself with those who see greatness within you, even when you don't see it in yourself. And that to
Yeah.
me is the demonstration of power of the girl tribe and
Mm.
resilience, is that you surround yourself with those people who say, you know what? You're bomb. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not bomb. Linda, you are awesome, and don't let anyone tell you that. And hey, again, Linda, do we need to have a coffee? Do we need to have that? Do I need to just come over with some chocolate? And if you do, I like crumble chocolate chip.
Right.
And I like chips and salsa. Okay, but no, but that's the whole point. Is that to me is an essential part of success in workforce and in your career, is that ability to have resilience, which is propped up by having a strong tribe.
I got it. Okay. Okay. So here's the final question, right? So the folks that have listened to us talk for just less than 10 minutes about this are like, okay, I'm in it. I'm bought in. I clearly need this in my life, right? This reminds me of that Netflix show, Still Magnolias, where
Oh,
there's three women, right? And they're going
yes.
through everything possible from work to divorce to, I mean, just you name it, they have experienced it, but they always get together. And when you said chips and salsa, that reminded me of that. And they have such a phenomenal bond where they can laugh, talk, cry, give each other the hard truth, take their mask down, all the things that we've been talking about, that we say you need in your life, especially to be resilient. So the people who are listening are like, I get it, Angel, Linda, I'm there, I'm bought in. Where do I start? Linda, this is your superpower. You have a high level of emotional intelligence to bring some really great people together. Share with us how you do that. How is someone who's like, I'm alone, I really don't have a great tribe, I want one, I need one. Where do I start to develop it and cultivate one for myself?
Well, first of all, I have to do this. When you said Steel Magnolias, it made me think of a quote, something from Steel Magnolias, where they're talking, this tribe is together and they're watching people dance. And she says, it looks like two pigs wrestling under a blanket. I had to say that. Sorry. So where do you get started?
Yes.
Honestly, first of all, if you don't have anyone around you, find a mentor. And there are different ways to find a mentor. Number one, there are mentoring organizations in Indianapolis. Pass the torch. Also, you can follow people online, reach out. Reach
Mm,
out, say, I saw you speak. I'd like to learn more. I'd like to get together. Could we
yes.
meet either via Zoom or in person and
Yeah.
just talk? That is the beginning. And
Yes.
sometimes for people who are a little more introverted, it's
Yeah.
hard. But if this is important to your life, and it is and will be, then reach out to someone that you respect and admire and send them a message on LinkedIn. Or if you know someone who knows them, reach out through them and say, I could use some help. I could just use somebody that I can speak to who can help me. And that is the beginning, because just like what, we were speaking about earlier, Angel, is that I knew someone who was going through a tough time. And I was like, okay, I'm making 2 calls right now. I'm calling Angel and I'm talking to this other person, and we're going to rally around this person and throw support. That's the beginning. So don't be shy. Hey, not everyone will have tons of time, and it may be that it may take a week or two to get with someone. That's okay. If you need someone sooner than that, just say, I really need to talk to someone right away. And, we make it happen, but that's the first step. And then attend events, especially women. Attend those events that are happening around you. There's a seat at the table. There are organizations like Women in High Tech. There are so many, and it doesn't have to be tech. It's just that we are. But you know, there are so many organizations right now working to pull women together. So, you could just Google Women's Organizations Indianapolis and you will get a ton of links. Also, put yourself there, right? Because you can meet more women and then you could start building this network and this tribe to support and help you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Perfect final ending as a plug for you all. Feel free to reach out, DM me. I'll put in the comments a link to our Ceiling Breakers group. Linda and I are a part of it, along with many other women. We are trying to amass a very positive community for women of all types. Like Linda said, not just tech. Any professional woman of color that's out there that's looking to start, like, I don't even know where to start. Join Ceiling Breakers Facebook group. More information will be there. And then a nice little plug for you all to be here this time next Friday, same time, same bat channel at 12:30, where I will be making an announcement about to help you with your resiliency path. So with that, thank you. Oh, Linda, you got
One
something
more
else?
thing, there's a
Okay.
group on Facebook for women, Empowered Women Group. You can join it, just find it. You'll see a picture of 12 of us like this. Another great way to get connected to women and start building your tribe.
Yes. And we take awesome pictures. Just
We
saying.
do.
Oh man. Okay. Well, thank you so much. As always, Linda, I love, love, love enjoying talking with you. Thank you for leveraging your superpower of cultivating community to help us.
Awesome. Thank you for having
Awesome.
me.
All right. Thank you all. Take care. Happy Friday. Bye. And we are out.